Greetings everyone, my name is Jonathan Bailey and I'm from the site Plagiarism Today, which can be found at plagiarismtoday.com. Happy Thursday everyone. The big story today is that excuse me, that Oracle has agreed to zero damages in its legal spat with Google over the Java and the Android mobile operating system. Really quickly to recap this whole saga. Oracle bought out Sun Microsystems and shortly after doing so filed suit against Google claiming that the version of Java that appears in the Android mobile operating system was a violation of both patents and copyrights that Oracle now holds. They acquired them from Sun in big Java, in the Java for your computers. According to the allegations, Google copied several sections of code and also had violated several patents. Well, after a little bit of legal back and forth, the case made it to trial last month, and the jury in the case handed a pretty lopsided victory to Google in this. The patent issue was completely chucked. The jury reached a copyright decision that was favorable to Oracle. However, most of the claims, I think it was like 36 or so, it was a lot of them, centered around the APIs, or the application programming interfaces, of Java, in which Google said it had to copy in order to make this function, and that APIs were not copyrightable, and there was one other issue hanging out there. The jury ruled that there was an infringement there, but could not rule on the issue of fair use, and that's kind of important, and we're going to come back to that in just a minute. Because with fair use, it's actually not saying that the person did not infringe, it's saying that the person did infringe, but that person is not liable for damages. Anyways, the judge, in a move that only makes sense when you look at the courtroom system in the United States of America, after the jury ruled that the APIs in the case were not copyrightable and essentially chucked all but one of the copyright victories for Google. Pretty interesting maneuver. And that does make sense because there's a whole issue of the copyrightability of the API has been looming over the whole trial the whole time. And realistically, no matter what the jury came back and said, we were always wondering, well, is the judge going to decide APIs aren't copyrightable? Why wasn't this issue settled before the jury got a hold of it? Lots of great questions. I personally think that Judge Alsop was trying to avoid having to make this decision because he knew it would be challenged, and he was hoping that the jury would just ixnay the whole thing in the controversy. Didn't actually happen, unfortunately. He did make the ruling on APIs, tossed out all but one of the copyright infringement claims, and that claim is still before the court. Now, and it's that one left claim in which Oracle has said it will take zero damages on. And the reason it's doing that, actually, and this is what I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people I've been reading about have been billing this as Google's final victory, it's over, Oracle's giving up, and that's not actually the case. I don't believe Oracle's going to win, but I do think they actually made a very smart and savvy move here, because the most in damages they could have gotten for that one claim, since they were limited to statutory damages, was $150,000. And yeah, that's a lot of money to you and me and most individuals, but to a company the size of Oracle, that's as bad as having nothing. There's no difference in their mind. That's effectively nil. They were looking for billions of dollars in damages. They were looking for a cut of profits. They were wanting, wanting 7, 8 figures, 9 figures, 10 figures in damages. They weren't wanting $150,000. So this is as bad, if not worse, than getting nothing. In some ways, it's almost an insult. So what they're doing is they're saying we're taking no damages on it. We're not worried about that. And that allows the issue of the appeal to move forward. Now, like I said, this has two benefits for Oracle. One, as I just mentioned, it lets the appeal go forward without a major issue. There's no stuff in the way now. There's no issues involved with damages that have to be resolved for the appeal. They can just go straight to the Ninth Circuit and plead their case. And the other thing is, since Google won such a lopsided victory, there's a very good chance that they're going to win the right to collect attorney's fees in this case, should the appeal be denied. If that's the case, Oracle's willing to minimize the amount of attorney's fees that Google gets to claim, and one way to do that is to short circuit this damages debate that was impending. So long story short, Oracle's taking zero damages. It is completely conceding the district court level ruling. It's completely giving up that ground. And I guess you would say it's making a strategic withdrawal to the Ninth Circuit and hoping that the appeals court will make a favorable ruling to them. And they've actually got a reasonably good shot. I'm not saying that their case is strong, but they're going to the circuit on a matter of law, whether or not the APIs are copyrightable. And that's important because going to an appeals court with a matter of fact, i.e. he said, she said stuff, you're probably going to lose. But a matter of law, you've at least got a reasonably good shot. However, they still got a lot of problems and challenges they got to overcome at that level. So don't expect that to be a cakewalk for them. Don't expect them necessarily to win it. I mean, in the end, that's kind of my attitude on this. Is I think Oracle is more or less screwed. I don't think they're going to win this one. They're basically like Oklahoma City right now. They're down 3-1. The back's against the wall. It's not looking good for them. We'll see what happens, but I'm not particularly optimistic on behalf of Oracle here. Still, all this means that this case is going to get wrapped up quicker, and that's a good thing for everyone involved, and it's a good thing for the tech community as a whole, who will have more certainty on the issue of copyrightabilities and APIs in very short order. Well, that's all I have for this week. So, once again, this is Jonathan Bailey from Plagiarism Today, signing off.